This is the iOgrapher Podcast with your host, Dave Basulto. iOgrapher Nation, get ready to click, point, and create.
Hey everybody, Dave Basulto for the iOgrapher Podcast. This is episode 1, September 21st, 2014. Super excited to be back podcasting again. Some of you may have known me from my filmmakingcentral.com podcast that I did for many years and really enjoyed that. Had some great interviews with people. And now that I've got this product, I'm going to start doing them here as well and interviewing some people that pertain to us, and app makers and other equipment makers and people that are just doing great content with this, with our products, the iOgrapher. Super excited about and humbled that there's been so much use of it in education, people like the BBC as well, and CNN. I was just in Boston to meet with the Celtics. I mean, it's been absolutely mind-blowing for this little high school teacher here in California. So what's the show going to be about? It's going to be about giving you guys workflows, talking about tech updates, new equipment, answering questions. Hopefully this will also build into a point where I want to do some not seminars, but webinars where I can walk you guys through some simple processes that we do at my high school and in the professional world that I've seen done. So working on all that. I'm turning out the fact that there's only so many hours in the day. I'm losing my mind, but I'm enjoying this ride most amazingly. This has been such a fun experience with all this. I think of this first show, I'm going to talk about something that happened over the weekend where we did a 4-camera shoot, 4 iPad shoot, and it was amazing, and we streamed it live over YouTube, and I've gotten a lot of people asking me about that, so I wanted to dedicate this first show to that, but also, future shows will be talking about various subjects, but everything having to pertain with making great content with the iOgrapher. I absolutely welcome questions or comments, so please feel free to leave them on our Twitter page, twitter.com/iOgrapher, and if you would hashtag iOgrapher podcast, I can find them easier, that'd be great. Also on our Facebook page, facebook.com/iOgrapher, if you're not one of our likers, I guess if they're called now, please like our page and join the conversation there, because there's lots of great people around there. So without further ado, let's jump into this. I also plan on, I'm going to do a lot of these up first, and then I want to turn it into a weekly podcast, but I'd like to crank a couple out per week right now, and until we start getting enough content up there where people can really get into this and deep dive into it. Let's go into the first thing I wanted to talk about was app updates. Many of you out there, and I think you've seen that we are a partnership with HUDL. It's an amazing tool. I'm so thankful that there was not a HUDL type app or even an iPad back when I played college football at San Diego State, because I could just imagine the coaches just getting on me every play because something I did wrong or whatever, and now they can. But it's making these players a lot better, and I'm seeing that constantly. So HUDL, if those of you who don't know, HUDL.com is a tool, I will call it. It's an app that allows you to film your sporting event, your practice, etc., and then saving it up to the HUDL server, where you can go in there and add comments or text, all kinds of stuff. It's amazing. And one thing that's new this year in high school football in California, and I think in some other states as well, because we've spoken to people, is the fact that we are up on top of our press box at San Marino High School, and then we are shooting the game in HUDL. And so every play we start and stop at the beginning and the end of the play, and then that is sent up to the HUDL server right there from the sidelines via Wi-Fi or LTE, whatever you're using. And then the coach down below on the sidelines can get that seconds later. so he can review what happened or what's going on in the game. And it's just really a great competitive edge that they're able to have now. And in fact, I'll bring the entire iPad over at halftime so the coach can just go through stuff right away and make adjustments and whatnot. So you don't even have to upload it to the HUDL server if you don't have a Wi-Fi or an LTE connection. You can just capture it with the iPad app, the HUDL app on iPad, and then use it and take it into halftime or bring it down the field, etc. It's all there for you. It's fantastic for playback. So check out HUDL.com, and they have that new their new app. It also allows you to, if you're using an iPad Mini Retina or an iPad Air, you can zoom now. So I know a lot of you have been contacting us about getting stronger zoom lenses. Right now we have a 2x telephoto, and we are, of course, working on that as well. But the HUDL app with the zoom is fantastic, so I highly recommend trying that out if you have that. So today I'm going to talk mainly about streaming. It's just mind-boggling where we're at with all this. Not too many years ago, I was trying to do some streaming stuff. Picked up a TriCaster studio that we had a grant for, about $12,000. The TriCaster was supposed to plug into SDI cables. I mean, I'm going to get a little technical here, so if you don't understand, don't worry, because it's completely getting obsolete in my opinion. So we had to run these gigantic 200-foot cables to get people down on the sidelines and to plug in all of our cameras, the big cameras like the Canons and those broadcast type cameras. So it was an enormous workflow, a huge amount of people it took to do it. And when we were getting ready to do the first one, everything worked well in my room at the high school. But once we took it up to the field and we ran these cables really far, it turned out we didn't have enough power coming in to the system to power all of those cables so far. And we never were able to get this thing to work. We got it to work in the basketball gym once because it's a smaller confined area, but football never worked. So I was constantly looking for new ways to provide a streaming opportunity for people because we have a lot of former students, etc., that are going to other high schools. I mean, other colleges, I should say. They better not be going to other high schools, other colleges, and so they wanted to check back and see their old high school team and how's it doing. So streaming was a vital thing for me to get going for the high school, and when I invented the iOgrapher, I really thought I wanted to find some solutions. So tried a lot of things, live stream, Ustream. We all stream for iStream. No, I'm sorry for that dumb joke. Live stream is a great solution, but you really have to have the paid model to make it work. Otherwise, they just they throw things away. They don't archive them forever if you have the free one. And you can't really download it for an archive and whatnot. So wasn't really a great situation for us. Had some great features that I liked, like chat and etc. But that wasn't a great solution. So I finally ended up getting in contact with a company called High School Cube, and they're at highschoolcube.com. And they have a great solution that's just geared towards high school events. That their app, you just turn their app on and you can actually have a scoreboard on there and some other fun stuff, and you're able to stream these games, and it'll scale down depending on your connection. So if you've got this amazing Wi-Fi connection, you can stream out at full HD, and if you're limited, you can stream at a lower resolution. But one good thing is that the audio is always amazing. So we've had great luck with that, and it's my go-to streaming platform. It's highschoolcube.com. Check them out. I love them. But I was happy with that, and actually, when we go to away games this season, we're just putting up High School Cube on the iPad, and then we're adding an LTE, a Verizon little hotspot, and we're getting great results from it. But I wanted to go even further than that. I wanted to see if I could find a way to add another angle or just to make it more interactive, because basically right now we're just up in the stands following the action back and forth. And before I get into some other options, let's talk about audio. I want to throw a shout out right now to Alan Tepper from ProVideoCoalition.com. Alan Tepper, Tepper. Alan is amazing, the all-knowingly guru of audio, and many other things. And I've had the opportunity to meet him at the NAB show in Las Vegas. But whenever I have situations that I don't get, Alan's my go-to guy, and he turned me on to a solution that has been amazing. And what that is Tascam, which is actually a local company here in California that I'm getting in touch with. They make an adapter. Let me see what it's called here. It is called the Tascam IXJ2, and I'll put all this in the show notes for you. IXJ2 adapter. And it says right here, just bring your own microphones. That's all. And it's great. It actually is a 30-pin adapter that was supposed to plug right into the iPhone or the iPad, the 30-pin models, and it allowed you to have 2 input lines in stereo, and you could change the volume, and it's a really amazing little device. And I was knocking my head out forever to find something because I really wanted to have 2 lines of audio in. Our announcers that we have for the football games is a 2-man team usually, and if he's not there, we can usually find a student or someone that's in the stands, an old player that came by, that we can have them come in and do some commentating as well. So really wanted to find 2 ways to bring in audio, and this is an amazing workflow, and it's excitingly affordable as well. So this Tascam IXJ2, I believe if you go to Amazon, it's like $49. They're getting harder to get because they're the 30-pin model. I've actually bought like 10 of them just to hoard them away. And then from there, you've got to go to the Apple Store to buy a Lightning to 30-pin adapter. Or if you have a 30-pin and older iPad, then you can just buy a longer cable, extension cable, because it won't fit with the iOgrapher right there. So a Lightning to 30-pin adapter would be the next thing that you want. And then, here's the kicker. I said, this is great, so what kind of microphones should I put in there? He goes, Dave, all you need is the Plantronics audio, it says Audio 326 stereo headset. And I thought, Plantronics, okay, is this going to be expensive? I don't know Plantronics that well, but it was like $12.95 for these headsets. And they're made for computers to just plug in and do Skyping or Messenger. It actually says Skype, Windows Live, Yahoo Messenger. So people don't really do that much anymore, maybe Skype, but but it's also for gaming, etc. And it is tremendous. It has its own volume control on it as well. So right there, so under $100, I've got a full 2 headset mic system that has level adjustment and everything else. It's amazing. So I plug that into High School Cube, the app, and I'm getting great audio. And you can go check it out. I'll put some links up, some of our games that we've done. So amazing workflow. I'm trying to get in touch with these companies so I can sell these as well through our website. But right now, if you just go through Amazon.com, you'll find everything you need. So that's audio, and kudos again to Alan Tepper at Pro Video Coalition. So I wanted to do more than one camera, and there was lots of I shouldn't say there's lots, but there's some apps out there that I've been trying for a while, and one of them that I really like is called Rico Live Multicam, and it's a gentleman in Switzerland that developed this app. And what it allows you to do, and if you go to youtube.com/iOgrapher, there's a tutorial on Rico Live Multicam that I did with my son. But I'm using this to do 4 iPad shoots at school. So when we do our news team, it's called Titan Talk, and we're going to do an episode tomorrow and Monday. I put 4 different angles, and we're switching back and forth via this app. So the main iPad is your switcher board. but it's also your camera as well, and it can also be your main source of audio. So for this workflow, I'm plugging into, and this will be a little more complicated later, but we're plugging into what's called an Apogee Duet. It's a little more expensive, but it's about $800, I think, $700 for this thing. Plugs in 2 lines of XLR audio, and so we're getting this incredible audio. These are all just tools that I had before. You by no means need to go out and go that crazy. I'm just insane when I can plug in high-end stuff that's used for concerts into my iPad. I love it. So Apogee makes a lot of stuff like that. I'm sure you could absolutely use the workflow that we're doing now, but I'm using handheld mics plugged into XLR cables into the Apogee Duet for this. So Ricoh Live Multicam, so I've got this my audio setup, my main camera, and I've got 2 other cameras on the side and a 3rd camera just for people in the audience, and we're plugging back and forth. When I'm done with that, it actually lets me have a multicam edit, plus it keeps all the other footage on the individual iPads as well, and it Wi-Fi's over the cuts that you did to the main iPad to give you that multicam edit. From there, I bring that into like iMovie or Premiere Pro or whatever I want to do, and to add lower thirds and stuff like that, and do some fun things, maybe some picture-in-picture things that I might want to add some elements later. But it's a very fast workflow. So multicam, what does this have to do with streaming? So their app right now, and I highly recommend you getting it, it's $4.99 in the App Store. I don't know how much longer they're going to have it there or that price, but for $5 you've got a multicam switching ability, which is crazy. They recently partnered, so one of the things I go, God, this app would be so great if I could stream now off of it and do some other fun stuff. So I got to find an app like that. And I started looking around, and I contacted the guy. I believe his name is Gabriel, and he's in Switzerland. And he said, hey, I'm going to turn you on to this company, Nick, over at Silver Sun. And I believe they're in Kentucky. I hope that's right, Nick. And they are pros at streaming stuff. So they partnered up and made a new product that's basically the exact same product, but has added a streaming solution to it, and it's called Switcher Studio. And if you go to switcherstudio.com, you can get on their list for when it gets released. I was fortunate enough to talk to them, and I said, I have to have this. Give me a beta test of it. I'm going to run it Friday. And I literally had a day to learn how to add a streaming solution to it. And it was a little bit of a workflow. I mean, you got to go on, we were able to go stream off of YouTube, live stream or Ustream. I really wanted to use YouTube to create a live event, so I did that. And then there's just simple code stuff that you got to, not code, but what is it? Your identifiers, your little code, the code that you put in to tells it where you're going to stream to. But it's not that difficult, just a lot of typing. So now I got this all set up, and Friday night I'm up in the press box plugged in to my iPad mini Retina, and he recommended using that one because it's got the most kind of guts inside for doing this kind of streaming. So we were plugged into that over the Wi-Fi, the school Wi-Fi. We're very fortunate that we have a strong Wi-Fi connection there at the high school. And so once we're up there, I got that plugged in, the headset, the Tascam's headset. I'm sitting next to the announcer, and we then send out. So then I launch on my other 3 iPads. So I had one on top of the other iPad we were at. So we're inside the press box. Okay, sorry, we're inside the press box. On top of the press box is a big area that it's outdoors, and we had another guy up there with a telephoto lens and an iPad Air, and he was our main camera for going left to right. And then I had 2 other cameras running the app, 2 more iPads down on the ground. Next to the players, watching them run in and out and trying to catch things as the action's going. And so once they have the Switcher app, Switcher Studio launched, we can send them an invite. My iPad, if we're on the same network, my iPad will show that there's other cameras available, so I can invite those cameras. Now, out of the box. I mean, this could be people in the audience that you could say, hey, tonight we're in need of some more angles. If you want to be an angle, please log on here and get this app, and then we will invite you. So, I mean, it could be that interactive. So we sent out invitations to those other cameras. All of a sudden now I've got 4 angles on my iPad switcher, including the main iPad I'm working on. And we're switching live back. And I'm talking about, we must have been 150 yards away at some points from the main device. And, there's a little bit of lag, yes, but is it like watching the NFL on Sunday? No, but it's getting there, I'm telling you. And the audio is pristine. And I'm going to put a link up in the show notes of how we did this first one, and it's just so good. I'm so impressed with that. So Switcher Studio, you want to go to switcherstudio.com, and it's a company called Silver Sun with 2 N's. And Nick's the guy over there, the CEO, and I'm going to definitely have him on the show soon because he had a lot to say, some great stuff out there. So that's what we did for our big shoot on Friday. I'm going to keep this as a workflow. The students loved it. I mean, they really felt like directors. One thing that also you need to have somehow is some kind of communications ability, having headsets or walkie-talkies or something so that you can say, hey, camera 2, can you come in close to the coach during that timeout? I want to get that shot, So you really are directing, and these kids are just loving it. I was a little bit jealous because I wanted to do it, but I let them do it. So that's it. That's how we did it all. Can't recommend enough these apps that we're using on a daily basis, from High School Cube, Rico Live Multicam, a $4.99 multi-camera app. And of course, Switcher Studio. You want to get on that list for when they launch that, which is very soon. It's a tremendous tool, and we had a great time using that. Once again, Alan Tepper. I don't know if he has a temper or not. Alan Tepper's amazing ProVideoCoalition.com page, where he's got tons of tutorials out there. His great workflow of the Tascam IXJ2 with the Apple converter, 30-pin converter, and then 30-pin to Lightning, I should say, and then the Plantronics headsets for $12 each. Amazing 2-line audio solution for you guys. So that's my first show. I hope you guys like this. I hope I don't talk too much. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, but there's so much to talk about, so much to cover. Remember to follow us on Facebook at iOgrapher. Follow us on Twitter. iOgrapher Podcast is the hashtag. Please send in any stuff you want. I'd love to comment or talk about things, questions you may have. And also on Instagram, we're at iOgrapher. So lots going on here. Yes, I should have mentioned the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus case is in development, and we hope to have that right after the holiday season. We're working feverishly on it, let me tell you, because I love the 6 Plus. So cool stuff. All right, once again, I'm Dave Basulto. Thank you for watching. I thank you for listening to episode 1. I'm a little rusty still, but I promise to get better. Episode 1 of the iOgrapher podcast. That's all. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
This has been the iOgrapher podcast. Visit us at www.iographer.com. Until next time, click, point, and be creative.